Hello there. Um, I'm doing a video here on retroactive jealousy, and I was suffering from it for quite some time. And I have I experienced really bad times. Uh, there were times where I couldn't sleep for like multiple weeks, just a few hours here and there, and then I had to get treatment from a doctor, and I had panic attacks. So I've really experienced the worst of it, I think. And I told myself that if I ever get out of this, if this ever gets better, then I will share my knowledge with other guys to help them out, and yeah, just to share what I have learned. So um, I hope that during this presentation here that you really take notes, or maybe that you watch it multiple times, because I will really give you all of the knowledge that I have on the topic. I will give you everything that I found out so far. And I want to tell you that English is not my main language, it's not my mother tongue. So if some mistakes happen here or there, please forgive me. Um, so, yeah. A first tip, I would say that if you go on the internet and like me in the beginning, I thought to myself, is it normal that I have all these negative thoughts about the past, and I went on the internet and wanted to hear other people's opinion, and then you see some guys who are suffering from this, and some of them are really in a bad mental state, and then they write things there like, this will never get better, and oh, it's better if to leave your partner and it will ruin your life, or something like that. And I just hope that you don't take the personal opinions of them, don't let it get to you, don't buy into these statements, because if you trust these opinions, then you will adapt to these opinions, and you will also experience the things like they are say they like you will experience the retroactive jealousy much more worse than it has to be. And actually there are ways of dealing with it, healthy ways of dealing with it and of coming out of it. So yeah, just take it from me, there is there is hope, there are ways to deal with it. So the first point that I want to make is, it's very important to calm the mind, because as you have probably noticed, it is all happening in your mind. The past can only come back, it can only affect you by thoughts that come up in your mind, or if you willingly choose to look at a picture from a long time ago. Only then the past can really affect you. Other than that, it's already over. The energy is gone a long time ago. All the actions are finished. Only if you choose to worry about it and to analyze everything and to be in this illusion that by focusing on it so much you will change something, or you will come to a solution. That is really the illusion of it. You don't solve anything by focusing on the past, by focusing on something that is already dead. You don't get anywhere. You really are not getting anywhere. You're just turning in circles, and you're just like doing harm to yourself. um, so it is all happening in the mind. So during this presentation, mostly you will just be listening to my voice, and here and there I will have some drawings for you to further explain things. So since it is all happening in your mind, by calming the mind, your thoughts will also be more calm. The mental images, the mental movies that you have will also appear much calmer, since your mind will be calmed down, you know. So, of course, the next question is how to calm the mind. And this is now the first point that we will discuss. And yeah, please take notes or watch this presentation as many times as you need to, and just see which points that I will be discussing resonate the most with you. So how to calm the mind? Most importantly, the most important thing is to breathe correctly. Breathing does so much to your nervous system, to your whole experience, you know. It's not mainly about things that happened or things that happen outside of you. It's about how you deal with them. It's about your inner peace. It's about your experience of these things, about your own reality that you have about the world, you know. So by calming your mind, you can alter your reality. You will have a much more peaceful experience than without these techniques. So one thing is proper breathing. And please just also Google about this. I just tell you the most important things is you should always breathe through your nose, and you should breathe all the way down into your, this is a belly here, huh? This is a stomach here, all the way down into your belly. So that when you are breathing, you can feel your belly lifting. That is when you breathe correctly. Breathe deep, breathe into your belly. Please Google the exact way to breathe. It takes too much time to explain everything here in this presentation, but this is an important point. It's a very important and basic point of calming your mind down by breathing slowly and deeply and naturally through your nose. If you have this very superficial breathing on your chest, this is called the stress breathing, and it happens when you're fearful. It just generates more fear and negative feelings within your body and creates more negative thoughts. So yeah, please make sure that your breathing is done correctly, and do your research on this. Then another thing, a very, very, very helpful thing is breathing meditation. And I'm not coming from a Buddhist background. I'm not coming from a Buddhist background here, but breathing meditation really, I think it transformed my life, you know. I do that 15 minutes every morning. And also, please do your research on that. There is so much information on that on Google. Just I give you the basics. Basically, you're sitting in a calm place for yourself. Sit comfortably, relax your shoulders, relax your body, close your eyes, and then just focus all of your attention on your breathing that goes through your nose. The air floats through your nose, it leaves again through your nose, and watch the flow of the air. Just observe the feeling of the air going inside you, and it will really help to calm yourself down. Studies have shown that if you do that, like for a couple of weeks, really, like the the form of the structure of your brain changes. It changes your brain. Your brain is changing all the time during your evolution, during your development, and it really helps to positively change your brain. And guess what? If you change your brain, you also change your reality, you change your experience that you have of this life. And breathing meditation has shown to reduce stress immensely, reduce fear, reduce anger in your mind. So these are the perfect things. These are the things you want when you're suffering from retroactive jealousy. So yeah, please also do your research on a breathing meditation. It's very simple and it doesn't take much time, and the payoffs are huge. So yes, that is one thing. And now I will give you a tool that you can use when you have disturbing thoughts, or when you have so it's actually you who rate these thoughts as disturbing or very bad, or you know what I mean. But if you have like negative thoughts about the past, or you imagine like your partner with their ex-partners, with their ex-boyfriends, or people your partner slept with, if these thoughts come up, if something from the past comes up, instead of engaging in these thoughts and doing these circles in your mind which get you nowhere, instead of doing this, you want to have a tool at your side that when these thoughts come up, you can use this tool. And one tool that I found is very helpful is when these thoughts come up, you do you switch to something that you can tell to yourself, that you can say to yourself, by the way, my pen here is horrible. I don't know if it's broken, or I don't know. But sometimes these things happen here. I apologize for that. It could happen multiple times during this presentation, so bear with me. Every time these thoughts come up and you have like a negative experience in your mind, you should switch to the technique that I show you now. And I think it's called a self-affirmation. Basically what it is, the words I am are very powerful, because whatever follows after I am is the thing that you identify with. And retroactive jealousy cannot be healed by focusing all the time on the past and clinging to the past. It is more healed within yourself. You have to go inside yourself, deal with your reaction to these things, deal with your own mind, So every time these thoughts come up, what you can do is you can tell yourself, I am, and then something like peace. That's a word that I use. Use words that resonate with you. I am peace. I am love. I am compassion. I am acceptance. There are many words, but peace, love, I am understanding. These words are very, very powerful combined with the words I am. Because what does it do? What it does is actually, it is running the program within yourself of the feelings of peace, of the feelings that are connected to the word love. And these feelings are exactly the feelings which counter and which neutralize the feelings that you react with the negative thoughts about the past of your partner, because the thoughts of the past of the partner, they can cause anxiety, they can cause fear, they can cause anger. But how can you feel these thoughts if the programs of peace, the program of love, the feeling of love and peace, acceptance, compassion, is running in your subconscious, is running in your mind? These are exactly the feelings which neutralize the feelings caused by the negative thoughts. And what it also does, it directly links these kind of feelings to the thoughts that you have, because after a time you will be so used of switching from the negative thoughts, if they come up, to these I am statements which are connected to peace and love, compassion, understanding, acceptance, or the words that you choose that fit for yourself. By the way, I will show you the most powerful words during the further steps of this presentation, because we will come to a very, very crucial part of this presentation later on. But please keep this in mind. Also, please keep making your notes for yourself so that you can really benefit from this presentation here. Yes. And what it also does, it is shifting your attention away from the past, from the things that are long gone, from the actions that are over, that you don't need to care about anymore. Everything is finished. It is shifting your attention from that unnecessary stuff, the unimportant stuff, to the here, to the now. You can also say the word I am the now, I am now. I am now living in reality. I'm not living in the past. It's not possible to live in the past. Even though if you would like to, it's not possible. All right. So it is shifting your attention inwards to the now, into your mind, into your momentarily experience, and away from the thoughts of the past. So this is a very powerful tool, and it is best also used before sleep. Please, this is very crucial. Keep in mind, before sleep, before you fall asleep, the thoughts you have before you fall asleep are very, very important, because before you fall asleep, you have the greatest access to your subconscious mind. And the thoughts of your subconscious mind are the thoughts that control you the rest of the day, the rest of your life. So if you manage to tell yourself these things, these programs will be kind of installed into your subconscious mind, and they will kind of run in the background during your day, and you will experience a huge relief of feelings of anxiety or anger or fear. These feelings will vanish if you practice this kind of self-talk before you sleep, and identify with these words and these feelings here. All right. So now it's another very important point. I told you before that you can say, I am compassion, or I am understanding. And why is this so important? When we talk about understanding, I am mainly talking about having understanding, having compassion for your partner. Because something you really have to keep in mind is that your partner, I try to draw a lady here, huh? Okay. Okay, so if this is your partner here, happens again. If this is your partner, what you really have to see is that this is the now, this is reality, this is the now. This is what everyone is experiencing that is alive right now, the now. And this is the past, the things that are gone, the things that are over, the things that are dead, energies that are no longer here. And your partner is not the same person now as she was in the past. It's a fact. You keep growing, you keep learning, you're in a constant evolution, like every one of us is. I am not a child anymore, is something that people always say. And it's true, you're not a child anymore, you're not your former self anymore. This is the former self, right? So, and you got to have an understanding that you cannot measure your partner by the standards of the past, you know. In the past, she was a different person, she had a different view on the world, she couldn't have an insight into the future. She wasn't able to see the path with you in the future. She just did the things that she felt were right at that time in the past, you know. She thought she was doing the best with the options that she had at that point. So for me, it's very important to have this compassion, this understanding for my partner, and not to fall into this blame mindset that, oh, I have to go through this right now. And so it's very easy for me to just blame my partner. Yeah, why did you do that? Why did you do this? Why didn't you do it differently? It's all your fault. That's very easy to just blame the other person, you know? Better go within yourself and change yourself, so to change your experience and develop compassion and understanding for your partner. So every time before I sleep, within my I am statements, I also say I am compassion, I am understanding, and I think about my partner, you know. Okay, so this is a very important point. Now, now we are um, now we are coming to the two last points of this presentation, and these are the most important points. These are the points that really were like the game changer for me with all this combined, of course, combined with all the steps before, with the basics of the breathing meditation and calming the mind. So um, this point, I would see, I would call seeing the past partners as human beings. Okay, so what do I mean by that? I mean by that we have to stop demonizing, demonizing. We have to stop demonizing the past partners of our girlfriend, of our wife, you know? Because, I mean, somehow it's understandable that you are human, you think, yeah, you can rationalize all the actions that you did yourself, all the things that you think you can rationalize, you have understanding for that. And all the other people, especially if they do something that somehow ended up hurting you, they are the monsters, they are the bad guys, they are evil, they are out to do other people harm, they only want to harm other people, they have the worst intentions. It's very easy to think like that and to fall into this mindset. But I think there is a voice inside of every one of us that is telling us that the other people, the past partners of our girlfriend, they are also just human beings. They are mere human beings. It's very easy to just label them with a word like, ah, oh, that was the asshole, that was the bad guy, that was this jerk, you know. It's very easy to think like that, but the truth is, the deeper truth is that these people are just human beings, fragile human beings like you and me. They could die every day, they could fall sick every day, could have an accident every day. And the fact is, I mean, it's very, very likely that some of the people who suffer from retroactive jealousy, they are thinking about this guy or this man from the past, and they are keep thinking and ruminating about them, about this human being. But in reality, in the now, it's very likely that for some of these people, they are already dead, or they are something happened to them, or they are in a very depressed state. They are going through a very, very difficult phase in their life. They lost an important family member. All they are just living a life, just like every one of us. And while you are thinking about something that happened a year ago or longer, um, you think about this guy, this human had like a good time with the former self of your girlfriend, and uh, you think about he had a good time a very long time ago. It's over long ago. Um, and you don't want to um, like you hate him for having had a good time, and having good feelings, or having sex, while all the time while this person in the now is suffering, or is has a sickness, or is already dead, or like, just be aware of the fact that life moves on, and these people are just human beings. They are also fragile. They have a human psyche, just like every one of us, and they are just a mind in a shell, like you and me. Just a mind in a shell, a mind, a brain in a body, like all of us. When you go out, I challenge you to look at other humans, like see beyond the differences, see beyond a nice haircut, see beyond a nice brand of clothes that they have around their skin. They are just humans. They have their insecurities, they have nightmares, they have dreams, they get sick, they die, they were a baby once. You can imagine them being very old, lying on their deathbed in the future. It's really important to see them just as human beings, and don't see them as like superior to you, or don't demonize them, because that's not the truth. Even the people that we tend to see as like these superior beings, like the stars from Hollywood, think about how shattered their psyches are, or that they need to visit psychiatrists, or they need to visit the doctors, they need to talk about their emotional problems. Many of them have committed suicide. That should show you that the people that you think are so superior to us, they are going through greater problems than sometimes they are going through greater problems than many of us. Inside of them, it doesn't look perfect at all. So that is something to keep in mind for the final step now, and an insight that I had. And this is really the step that I'm going to discuss now. This is really the thing that will release the past. This is the thing that is going to release all your negative energies, your negative emotions towards the past. And that is to, and I'm not coming from a religious background here, but this is to choose forgiveness. I'm not coming from a religious background, but every one of us, and I will link you the 3 most important videos on that on YouTube, which really resonated with me and really changed my view and my mind. It changed my life, it transformed my life. Um, in these videos, you will see what forgiveness really is and what kind of power lies within that decision. If you make the decision to forgive this person, this human being from the past, if the moment you strive to make this decision, the moment you make this decision from your heart, from within you, even though maybe you say, listen, I don't know how exactly I'm going to forgive you, but I am willing to forgive you. I forgive you for everything you did in the past. For all the actions that are long over, that are long gone, I forgive you these actions from the past. All of them. The moment you make this decision, you feel a shift in your energy, in your body. You feel your feelings about the situation changing. To choose forgiveness is like the possibility, and we all have this ability in our mind, to actively release our negative emotions around an action, around an event that happened in the past. And we release the energy around it. We release this person from the past. We release them from our mind. We are finally able to let it go. So we bring a resolve to an action that is bothering us, to something from the past that is bothering us. And in our mind, everybody's living somehow in their own mind, in their own reality. So if this is a person from the back here, if this is you, in your mind, in your mind, when you have these negative thoughts from the past, thoughts that bother you, to you it is like that this man from the past, he did something to something very precious of you, to the former self of your girlfriend. Um, for you, this is like an offense. It's like an offense. For many people, they don't have a problem with retroactive jealousy. That's because for them, it's like, yeah, whatever happened, happened. I don't really care. It's long over. It's long gone. It's in the past. All these energies are dead. It's not affecting my partner. It's not affecting me. I don't really care. But somehow, for some guys of us, we perceive it in our mind. We perceive it as an offense. So that's why we need forgiveness. If you feel like somebody harmed us or did something in the past that was not correct, something like they didn't deserve that, they didn't deserve to experience that, you know, if we have these feelings and this perception, we need to forgive these people in order to be free, in order to release the anger, in order to release the hate, to release the fear. And forgiveness is the only key that I have found, the only key out of this mental prison that you made for yourself. And it's for me the most authentic way of dealing with that, is to actively choose forgiveness. And this is also the most crucial word that you can tell yourself in the I am statements before you fall asleep, or when negative thoughts come up. I told you about the tool earlier in the presentation. I am forgiveness. I am forgiveness. Yes. So right now, some of you, I think, it will resonate very much with you, the concept of forgiveness. For the other ones of you that are watching this, I really hope that you stick to this concept. I really hope that you give it a chance, because if you stick to the things that I told you in this presentation, and you took notes, and you will watch the videos that I link in the description on forgiveness, you will really see what forgiveness really is, and that it is a power that every one of us have inside of us. There are stories of people, mothers who have forgiven the murderers even of their children, and from there they were able to let the past go and move on in peace. So you can imagine, if this is possible, it's also possible with something like that, because we are not dealing with murder here, right? So yeah. Um, yeah, so I really hope that you took these, that you take this advice from me, and that you took notes. And please watch the videos that I'm linking in the description. And if you have further questions, please contact me or write it in the comments. I'm really glad if I can help you, because I know I went through the worst of times, because I made this mental prison for myself, and yeah, I drove myself crazy with my thoughts, and yeah, so please tell me if you have further questions, if I can help you with tips and recommendations. And yeah, enjoy your life, enjoy the rest of the day, follow my tips. It can only make things better. Um, this is guaranteed. It will only make things better if you stick to these tips. And yes, thank you very much for watching and listening, and have a nice day.